Okay, our objective is to still talk about slope-intercept form and standard form. More specifically, still analyzing and breaking apart slope-intercept form so that you know how to label everything. Ms. Wingrove's going to start with going over the warm-up. She's going to quickly go over this. So if you have questions, please make sure you ask so you're okay when we move on today. So make sure you're checking everything. Make sure you guys have the words there, guys and girls. Yeah. Make sure you're filling that one in since you didn't do it. Oh yeah, that would be my mistake. All right.
No, you're right.
Yes, they should be the same size.
Yeah, that's my
So
fault.
you can have 10x plus 50 if you're
No, it's
counting
minus.
how much absolute value.
Yeah.
Value.
Yep.
Or you can have minus 10x minus 50.
Yep.
How much
Yep. Either one of them is fine.
So standard form for the very first, no, for the second one is 10x plus 5 equals 50. That's how I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
If I was doing this, I would do the second one.
Yeah, me too.
Slope is, you're losing $10 per day. Everybody okay with that one?
Any questions on anything? Okay. Thank you. Did I? You can have it. I didn't know how we did that one. All right, you guys sure you're good? Alina, you okay? You gonna fall asleep on me today? Brian C. Don't know yet. I'll let you know. At some point you'll get credit for them. I just didn't do it yet. Good question though. All right, guys and girls, I need you to open up your notes to page 6. So the pinkish reddish packet, chapter 4, page 6. Okay, so we started this a little bit on Friday because we had time determining slope from an equation. What this really was you guys and girls were coming up with a scenario based on a slope-intercept form equation, and then we were going from there. So we're going to do a couple more of these today. Okay, but the first thing I need to talk to you about is at the very top of page 6, there's a little box, and the box says slope-intercept form. So next to, you guys can go ahead. Sorry, I just realized it was 2:20. Good luck. Just check Blackboard later for your homework, okay? So at the top where it says slope-intercept form, I need everyone to write down y equals mx plus b. Okay, that is your slope-intercept form, which you guys know. And then I need you to write down the m, which again we've already talked about, is slope, which you can also call the rate of change. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, which again we've already discussed in here. M is slope, which you can also say is rate of change. Okay, everyone good with that? Okay, we already came up with a scenario here, so let's start with number 1. Number 1, I think this was Kyle, or Brian B, was this you? Was it you? Okay, I thought it was one of you. So Brian B said, Kyle lost $5 and finds $2 every day. That's a perfect scenario for that equation. When you're coming up with scenarios, you want to make sure that it's in slope-intercept form. This number right here is always your starting point. So you lost 5 of something, right? Or maybe even like lights burning out. Anything that means negative or that you lost, that's always your starting point. Your rate of change is always this number. So you'll say that someone gains 2 of something every month, every day, every year, every week. Get creative with the scenarios. If we get to it, you'll make some of them for your homework tonight. Okay? You want to make sure you understand what does this equation mean before we actually get into graphing them. Okay? So there was one scenario. If you already had one written down, that's fine. If not, write that one down. Okay, what is M in this problem? But I need it with the words. So what is M, which is your slope, but give me the labels or words with it. Brian C? Good. $2 for every 1 day. In other words, your slope or rate of change is 2. Slope is always next to what in slope-intercept form? What is the slope always next to? Luke B? Good. It's always next to x. Good job. All right, so that's number 1. Any questions on that? Okay, we're not going to go through all of these, just enough until I feel like you guys are okay. All right. I'm going to actually switch these around. Okay, so I know I had Nathan, I know you gave us one. Eric did, yeah, a couple of you, but anyone can give us one. Let's come up with a scenario here so I can write it down. This was like the last part of class on Friday. So we have y equals negative 3/5 x plus 7. Okay, Brian C. Wait, hold on. Okay. Three bruises every 5 days. Is that what you said? Okay. Good job. Okay, so Bob has 7 bruises, is what he starts with, and loses 3 bruises every 5 days. Okay, and again, you can use, if you already had a scenario written down from Friday, that's fine. If not, let's use this one. Based on Brian C's example, what is the slope, but we need the labels? Brianna. Good, and should the 3 be positive or negative? Good, because you're losing, so negative 3 bruises for every 5 days. So negative 3 bruises over positive 5 days, which again is the same thing as negative 3 over 5. questions on making up a scenario with a fraction. Okay, I know I said this on Friday. Just remember, don't change that to a decimal. Leave it like a fraction. Okay. All right, someone that has not given us a scenario yet. How about this one? Y equals negative 4x plus 8. Y equals negative 4x plus 8. Okay, come on. Here's one Groves back. I can get that from her. Okay, someone that hasn't given us a scenario yet. Come on, all you creative people. I'm not very creative either, so we can try. Brianna, go ahead. Aw, okay. Has 8 pet squirrels. I'm just going to abbreviate. Aw. I'm going to say, and 4 run away.
Die of starvation.
I don't like that.
Die of food.
Hey, okay, Luke. And 4 run away every day. Okay. That is sad. That's okay, though. Alina, do you have a pet squirrel? Brianna, that was very creative. I like it. Okay. Marissa, can you tell us the slope with labels? Okay, so you can say negative 4 squirrels for every. Okay, good. You could also say negative 4 run away. I'm not going to get picky with that. Negative 4 squirrels run away, or negative 4, because really she's losing 4. So as long as you're that 4 negative and whatever it means after it for every 1 day. Oh, that was a sad one. Brian C. You do. Once we put everything together, you'll see why. It just helps with labeling the graph, labeling with your scenario, okay? The test is set up similar to this, but everything's together, okay? All right, let's do one more of these. Let's go to number 4. Okay, number 4 is y equals negative 7 over 5x plus 9. So again, we need someone new. I'll give you a couple minutes. Think about a scenario. I should be telling you guys mine. Mine aren't very exciting. Y equals negative 7/5 x plus 9. Luke B, did you give us one on Friday? You didn't? Okay. Eric, you did. You gave us one, right? Okay. All right, Luke B, is this classroom appropriate?
If you consider organ donors.
No. Let's not go there.
Okay.
Let's not go there. Eric. Wait, gets 9 pet penguins. Okay, keep going. No, guys, this is. I don't like that. Okay. Eric, shh, guys. Hey, 7 swim away every what, Eric? Okay, that's a little better. Let's try to keep these so they're not really sad and depressing. Oh, okay. What was mine? Mine's really boring. Mine is Sally has $9 and loses $7 every 5 days. Isn't that boring? My number 3 was I have 8 apples and give 4 away every month. Pretty boring, right? Okay. Nathan, did you have one? Okay, guys and girls, let's listen to Nathan's.
Manny the mighty mongoose weighs 9 pounds. He loses 7 over 5 pounds every day by killing snakes and selling them.
Okay, I would say loses 7 pounds every 5 days. Don't, because you had it as a decimal, you just didn't say it. Do you know what I mean? No, we're not going to hear that one right now. End of class, you can tell everyone that. Okay. Andy, can you tell us the slope with the labels, please? I can't hear you. Eric. Good job. Okay, so -7, swim away, or you could just say -7, swim over 5 hours. So make sure you have the label with your slope. And we're going to get to the part that explains more change of y over change of x, not until we get to the graph part. Okay? Okay, any questions on coming up with your own scenario? Luke B. Yeah, I do. Brian C. No, I do not want you to have anything like that. No. I know, but I don't like that. You can ask Miss Wingrove that when she starts teaching this chapter to you guys. Okay? I don't like that. That kind of... No. No. Nice try, though, Kevin. All right. Okay, do you want to give us your really good one? Is it appropriate? Okay, end the class then. Okay, let's go to the next section. Okay, number 1. So here's what I want to do for a couple of these. So it says, given the following equations, which are already in standard form, we need to rearrange them so that it's in slope-intercept form, and then identify the slope. So I'm just going to choose like 3 of these. Let's start with number 1. So my first question to you for number 1 is that standard form okay? In other words, does it follow the rules of standard form? Yeah, no decimals or fractions for a and b, and a is not negative. So we need to put this into slope-intercept form. Madison, what's the first thing we have to do to get it into slope-intercept form? Good job. First thing is subtract 4x on both sides. We're left with 7y equals, please write the x term first, -4x plus 12. And then Anna, how do we get rid of the 7? Good. Divide both sides by 7. And I know with all of you, we always just put a line under both of these. But just remember, you're dividing the -4 by 7 and the 12. 7 cancels here. We are left with y equals -4 over 7. So in other words, -4/7 x plus 12 over 7. We are going to change the 12 over 7 to a decimal. So can someone tell us 12 over 7 is what decimal? Rounding to the nearest tenth if need be. Nope, you're close though. Nope. Yep. Good job, Gigi. Thank you. Now, does anyone remember from last year, why would I have you change this to a decimal? Who else remembers from last year? Why would I have you now change this to a decimal? Maddie. Good job. It's easier to graph because this is our starting point. Even me, if I see something in slope-intercept form and I have to graph it, it's much easier to graph if I know what the decimal point is of where you need to start. Okay? So the other question is identify the slope. Nathan, what is the slope in this equation? Good. Now, there's not a scenario with this one, so all you need to do is write down what the slope is. That's easy. Not on these. We're going to get to more of those in a little bit. So slope is -4/7. Questions on that? Okay, we're going to jump to number 3. Okay, so number 3 is the directions say is in standard form. Is that correct standard form? Okay, who can tell us by raising their hand why not? Brian C. Good job. There's a fraction, so how do we get rid of that fraction? Eric. Good. Step 1, we need to multiply everything by 2. If a problem is in standard form, but it's not the correct standard form, get rid of that first, then put it into slope-intercept form. Now, does it really matter if you do that first? No. It still works if you get this into slope-intercept form, then it'll be the same answer as multiplying by 2 first. It's just a pain because you'll be left with a fraction in front of y. Is everyone with me on the 2 different ways? You get the same thing. So multiply everything by 2. We have 20x minus y equals 40. And that's just converting this to the correct standard form. Kevin, we need to put this into slope-intercept form. So what's the next thing? Bless you. Good job. So move 20x to the other side. We have -y equals -20x plus 40. Always write the x term first. Alina, what's the last thing that you did? Good. Divide everything by -1. I know most of you guys are ahead of me. This goes away. We have y equals 20x minus 40. That's the answer. Questions on that one? Okay, I want you, boys and girls, to try number 6. I want everyone to try number 6. That's the last one of these that we're going to do. Oh, sorry, I forgot to identify slope. Make sure you wrote down that the slope was 20 on that one. My fault. So try number 6. Put it in correct standard form first, then convert it to slope-intercept form. You could be trying. Okay? All right. Oh, you were fast. Thanks. That's okay. You're close. Something's wrong with the. Look at the. You forgot to do something to the 12. You're close. Think about how to get rid of this 2. Something's wrong. That's not right. You distributed by 3 wrong. That's why. Good job. Something's wrong with the 6. Or the 12, actually, is what I should say. All right, I need to do this with you guys. Okay, first step, we need to get rid of the fraction. That means you need to multiply everything by 3. Okay, who can tell us, after we distribute 3 to everything, what does it become, Brianna? Okay, here's where a lot of you made your mistake. When you're getting rid of fractions, you must multiply this number to every single term. Okay, so you must multiply that number to every single term. Those of you that left it as 12, you see how it becomes 36, right? Just give me a head nod this way or this way. Okay. Next thing, subtract x on both sides. So we have -2y equals -x plus 36. And then, some of you also did this. You now need to divide it both sides by -2. So we end up with y equals positive 1/2 x minus 18. Gigi, what is the slope in this one? Good job. M equals 1/2. Questions for me on any part of that? That's as hard as it'll get. Everyone, okay, everyone give me a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down on problems like that. Luke B, you shouldn't be yelling out. Okay, positive. Okay, let's flip over your notes. I just want to at least start this. This next lesson is technically a review for you. So let's just talk through this and see how far we get, and then I'll let you know what your homework is. So lesson 4.4, the objective is determining the y-intercept of an equation and a scenario. So can someone remind us in your own words, what is y-intercept? Anything you remember or know about it? Gigi, what's something? Say that again. Good, it's B. Awesome, it's B. What else? Anyone want to add to that? Gigi? That's your slope. That's M, that's okay. But you could add something else along those lines. That's okay if not, if you can't. Right, B is the y-intercept. Do you remember last year I told you B means what? When you're graphing, it's always, no, but you need to raise your hand, Luke, because the last time I'm telling you that. No one remembers? Luke B, do you remember? Okay, Andy? Awesome. Do you remember I told you last year B means beginning? I told you that, maybe you don't remember. As Andy said, that is the starting point. Your y-intercept, which is B, is where you begin when you're graphing. So here's the little box that's right here at the top of your next page, which is page 7. I need you to write down y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So first thing I need you to write down is y-intercept is the point where the line crosses the y-axis. So we talked about last year using algebra, how do you find y-intercept, how do you find an x-intercept, right? We also talked about last year, well, what does it look like on the graph? This would be, this right here is your y-intercept. It's the point that the graph crosses the y-axis, okay? Point's right here. Your y-intercept is always when x is 0. When x is 0, you'll get what the number is. I need you to make sure you sketch a graph like mine and then draw a point as best you can, so it's kind of like mine, of an example of a y-intercept. X is always 0, and then comma, whatever number the y-intercept will be. Okay, at the bottom of that, there's a couple things you need to fill in. One of them says, at the y-intercept, x will always equal 0. In parentheses, all you need to do is write down x equals 0. And then the second bullet says the y-intercept is always your, quotations, starting number. You could also say beginning number, B means beginning, in a word problem. So we now have to take our scenarios and figure out the starting point. So maybe I'm going to say to you, okay, I am going to start swimming laps today. The starting point would be 0 because I haven't swam any laps yet. Or Will's going to start wearing glasses today. He's just starting it, and he's not. I'm just making that up. If you're just starting something today, it's always 0. If I said Maddie currently has $50, that's her starting point. But maybe Maddie decides to spend $5 every day. $5 every day is the slope, but what she starts with, which would be the $50, is the y-intercept. It's your beginning point. Where do you start? So that's why it's the starting value. Okay. All right, let's go to the next part. Okay, next part. These are 3 scenarios which we've actually already discussed. We are just going to actually write down here, well, what is the y-intercept? So number 1, Michael has run 3 miles this week and runs 2 miles every day. What is the y-intercept or b value in this scenario? Marissa. Good. 3 miles. So I'm going to put here b equals 3 miles. How do you write that as an ordered pair? I'm going to take it a step further. Brianna. Good. 0, 3. I'm going to take it one step further. How do we write this ordered pair with labels? So 0 what, comma, 3 what. So now I'm bringing in, all right, well, what does X mean? What does Y mean? Anna. Awesome. Can someone interpret that for us? Because it looks kind of weird, sounds kind of weird to me. What does that mean? Gigi. Okay. Exactly. At day 0, Michael ran 3 miles. In other words, today is the first day he's running. He ran 3 miles. So day 0, this is his starting point. So when you graph this, over 0, up 3. At some point throughout this chapter, before your first test, I want you to be able to write it 3 ways. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do one more of these, and I'm going to explain your homework. Okay, Shane owes Marissa, so someone owes you money, Marissa, $10 and pays her 50 cents per week. So someone owes Marissa money. We're going at this from Marissa's perspective. So what is the y-intercept? Brian? Positive or negative? We're going at this from Marissa's perspective. So someone owes her money. Someone owes her money. No. Negative. Because she is short $10. Think about it. Marissa lended you money because you lost yours somehow, right? So you borrowed her money. She is short $10 because she let someone use that money. Do you know what I mean? Okay. You can think of it from the other perspective. If you did, it'd be positive. Okay, Luke B., what is the ordered pair? Good. We're thinking of this from Marissa's perspective. So someone owes her money, which means at some point, Luke, during the past week or month, he borrowed money from her. Oh, that's a typo. It should say her. Sorry about that. We're not worrying about slope, but that's a typo. Don't move if the bell rings. Does that make more sense to you? Okay, sorry. I'll start with this one tomorrow. Hold on. I need you to open up your homework packet to 4 or 5. Don't move. It's okay. Trust me, it's not like you guys are sprinting out of here. Okay, open up to practice 4 or 5. I'm going to modify this slightly. Hold on, don't move. I didn't do enough of y-intercepts, so on practice 4 or 5, I want you to do numbers 1 through 6, that's all. But listen, Kevin, you need to write this down. You need to first, in this order, write down the slope-intercept form. Secondly, write down a scenario. So any scenario you want. Ms. Wingrove and I will go over tomorrow based on most of your scenarios, or I'll collect it. And then the last thing is you need to label your slope with labels. So 1, 2, 3, you either need to bullet or number each of those. Okay, hold on. Is everyone okay? Okay, so just 1 through 6. All right, have a good day.